Red Sox winter weekend celebrations kicked off earlier today with a visit to Square One in Springfield.
That's just one of the stops we make as Western Mass News goes town by town. Staff and preschoolers celebrated Square One Red Sox Day with a visit from Development and Partnerships Manager for the Red Sox Foundation, Matthew McCarthy. McCarthy toured two of Square One's locations and read a story with preschoolers at the King Street site. The Red Sox Foundation is a longtime supporter of Square One's work with children and families.
Now to a sneak peek at an event happening tomorrow, the 12th annual Northampton Ice Art Festival. This year's artists are asked to create an ice sculpture as part of the festival, which will act as a preview leading up to the public display of the final sculptures. This is part of a new downtown Northampton Winter Festival coinciding with the annual Ice Art Festival. Carvings will take place throughout the day Saturday, and we're told finished sculptures will be on display as long as Mother Nature permits.
Town by Town takes us to a clothing drive hosted by Chicopee High School's NHS Environmental Committee. According to a post on the school's Facebook page, drop-off boxes will be available at Bellamy, DuPont, Comp, and Chicopee High through next Wednesday, January 25th. The school's goal is to help people get rid of old clothes in a sustainable way. They ask that all clothes are clean and in fair condition.